Hey YouTube, Geminijets 2000 here, coming at you with a fictional airport update. This one got some new models. Time period is 5:10 p.m. So kind of late afternoon, turning into the evening. The start of the Alaska push, United and some Deltas. Not as busy as it could be, but it's getting up there. Some information about my fictional airport. If you didn't know, is located, like a fictional city in southeastern Washington, Washington State, that is. So yeah, we'll just get into it. As I said, there's a few new models in this one. And yeah. Starting out here, gate C2 is in Alaska, 737-900ER, more to love. He arrived in from Las Vegas and will be heading out to Sacramento. That's a 6 p.m. departure, and he just arrived in at 5:05. Right here is the 737-800 just taxiing in. He's just arriving in from Detroit, and then he'll be heading out to LAX at 6:30. We've got a E-175 here, which is heading out to Orange County at 6 and arrived in from San Jose 15 minutes ago. We got a 737-900ER here, going to be heading out to Palm Springs at 7:20, and he just arrived in a little early from San Diego. Here's an A321neo for Alaska, heading out to Seattle, and he arrived in from Austin. And then right here, 737-900, which he arrived in from Tucson at 4:45, and he's just getting ready to push out to a hard stand to open up the gate, as that aircraft will be overnighting. Then here's an A320 here, which arrived in from Seattle. Just pulled into the gate, and he will be also getting towed off the gate, but at 6 p.m. For overnighting also. Empty last gate here. We got another E-175, which is going to be heading out to Painfield in 15 minutes and arrived in from San Francisco. We've got a 737-800 here, which is going to be which arrived in from Santa Barbara and is the other towing off at 6 p.m. To overnight. Other Alaska here, we've got a 737-900ER. He's just waiting for C12 to open up after this guy pushes. And he arrived in from Newark. He's pretty early, about 30 minutes early. And he'll be heading out to San Francisco at 7:15 p.m. Continuing here with the Alaska, we've got another E-175, which is going to be heading out to Oakland at 5:35 p.m. and arrived in from Phoenix 20 minutes ago. And right here is Air Canada. CRJ 705. These are kind of the common use, and then Southwest here at the end here. CRJ 705, and he is heading out to Vancouver at the turn. First United model, he's out here for, and right here is a United Express CRJ 550. He's parking over here with the Southwest gates as United runs out of gates, and Southwest lets them rent some of them. But yeah, the CRJ 550 here heading out to Spokane 5:33 and arrived in from Eureka, Acuerda, California. Right here, Southwest 737-700, new model, Louisiana 1. Just getting bags offloaded, and he just arrived in from Ontario, California, and will be heading out to PDX at 6:15. Empty gate here for an aircraft on final for Southwest, and then a 737-800 for Southwest here, which is just getting ready to push for Nashville. That's a 5:35 departure, and he arrived in from Oakland 20 minutes ago. Then right here is the Spirit A321. He's just getting bags for his flight out to Las Vegas, and he arrived in from Fort Lauderdale. And right here's the Spirit A320neo. He's just waiting to push. He's a couple minutes late. It's a 5:05 departure, and it's 5:10 right now, as I said earlier. But he's getting ready to push for Des Moines, Iowa, and he arrived in from Reno. Right next to him, 5:30 departure is another A320 heading out to Oklahoma City, and he came in from Madison, Wisconsin. Kind of common use, Frontier in Alaska and other ones. Right here is the United 757-200 for ART, New York. Getting heavily serviced, bags, catering, everything. He's getting ready to head out to Houston Intercontinental 5:22 departures, just getting the final catering and bags, and he arrived in from O'Hare at 4:30. Moving on down the line here, we got the JetBlue A320, which is going to be heading out to San Diego on a San Diego turn. It's the only JetBlue here at this time, but yeah, he just arrived in And yeah, empty JetBlue, so that's common use. And then right here is a Hawaiian A330, 200, doing the PM Honolulu turn. So yeah, he arrived in Honolulu and is heading back in about an hour. Onto the A and B concourse, B for American, and then A for American and some internationals. Right here is an A321 for American, and it's just the wing fence one. And he is heading out to Chicago O'Hare, 5:35, and arrived in at Charlotte at 4:30. Here's an A319 here, the Heritage one, and he is heading out to LAX, and just arrived in from LAX a couple minutes ago. Right here, we got a United 777-300ER, getting a whole lot of cargo loaded. This is the, as I was saying, the cargo-only flight out to Guam. So yeah, that's going out to Guam, and that is a 5:50 departure, and he arrived in from Sydney, Australia, which is also a cargo-only. United in real life, they're operating a lot of cargo-only flights. A lot on the 333s and also the 787s, 9s, 10s, and also the 777-200s, ERs. So yeah, United 300ER heading out to Guam and from Sydney, both cargo onlys. I got a whole bunch of cargo there. And next here is another 777-300ER. This one's for China Southern, and he just arrived into the gate from Guangzhou, China, and which is a 5:05 scheduled arrival, and we'll be departing back there at 1:25 in the morning. Back to Geminijets, so long term for him. China Southern 777-300ER. Right here's an Iceland Air 757-200 in from Reykjavik, heading back there in 45 minutes, doing a turn. American A321 Sharklets, which is going to be heading out to Dallas at 6 p.m. and just arrived in from Phoenix Sky Harbor at 5:05. And right here's a Turkish 787-9 Dreamliner, which is in from 4:20 arrival from Istanbul, heading back there at 6 p.m. So about an hour. Here the double gate, just pushing out, is the United 737-800. This is the NG models version, and he is heading out to Las Vegas and came in from Vegas, so a Vegas turn. And right here is another 737-800, which is going to be heading out to. He is heading out to, let me just find it here on my schedule. And I found him here, San Francisco departure. And it came in from Portland at 4:25, San Francisco at 5:50. Another view of the plane here. Right here's an Etihad 787-9. And he's getting ready to head out to Abu Dhabi. That's a 5:50 departure. And he arrived in from there at 1 p.m. Right here is the Air Tahiti Nui 787-9 Dreamliner. And he arrived in pretty early from Tahiti, Fa'ala, whatever it's called, Papiti. And he'll be heading back there at 9:10 p.m. Beautiful model here. This is the Gemini Jets one, but it's pretty good. They did a great job on it. So yeah, Air Tahiti, to Tahiti. Here just taxiing in is a UPS 767-300. This is a new model. He's just arrived in from Reno, and we'll be heading out to San Luis Obispo, California. And here is United's terminal, or Terminal F. Starting out here at the end here, we got a 787-10 for United, still wearing the old livery. And he is going to be heading out to Frankfurt, 5:55 passenger, and he arrived in from Tel Aviv. Both of those passenger flights. United's operating a good amount of passenger and some cargo flights, cargo-only ones. That's kind of what it's like in real life, too. Right here's the -9 for United, heading out to Brussels, 6 p.m. and arrived in from Munich at 3:50. Got the 777-200ER, which is heading out to Tokyo Narita, 6:05 p.m. and he arrived in from Auckland, New Zealand at 4:30, and that was a cargo-only flight. Right here's the 777-200 non-ER, and 777-200, and he is going to be. Let me figure out what I had for him. 777. He's heading out to Chicago O'Hare at 5:45 and arrived in from Denver at 4 p.m. Next in line here is the 767-300ER, getting some bags and catering for London Heathrow return. Yeah, and that is a 5:45 departure in at 3:35. Here's United A319 here, getting some bags, and he is going to be, and that is a And he's heading to Dallas-Fort Worth at 5:55 and came in from San Jose at 4:16. The way United, this is kind of like a mini push. The flights leave between like 5:30 and 6, and they all come in between like 4 and 5. So people can make those connections there to either international or domestic destinations. But right here's a 737-800 for United heading out to St. Louis. That's a 7:10 departure, so a little later. But he arrived from Austin at 4:07. Right here's a 757-200. Which is going to be heading out to Boston 9:45. These two are the only ones that don't go out during the 5 p.m. push. But yeah, 9:45, the red eye. But he arrived in from Houston at 4:05 p.m. Right here's an E170 parked here. And he is heading out to Redmond 5:25. Came in from Eugene at 4:17. Empty gate here. Aircraft's taxiing to the runway, and just pushing out is a United. Starline 737-800 heading out to Orange County 5:05, so he's pushing out now. And he came in from Seattle like 4:20. Right here's another 757-200 just getting ready to push, and he is heading out to Honolulu 5:14 departure and came in from Newark at 3:50. Another A319, this is the Panda Models version, and he is heading out to LAX at 6:05, came in from San Francisco at 4:30, and then right here, A320 for United heading out to Seattle at 5:30, came in from San Diego at 4:20, and we got a 900ER for United, going to be heading out to Denver 5:37, in from Washington Dulles at 4 p.m., and A320 or A319 here for United, the old livery, heading out to Portland PDX 5:35, and arrived in from San Antonio at 4:16. So you can kind of see the way that United works. The planes get in. Sorry about that, my phone just ran out of room. But as I was saying, the United, the kind of push here, the planes get in around 4 to 4:30. Then they depart at 5, starting at 5 to 6 p.m. That gives them at least a 30-minute connection time, which is usually the kind of the industry standard for the minimum. So yeah, United now heading off the Delta. Not quite as much of a push, but there's still a good amount of Deltas here. So off to the D&E concourse. Just using overflow Delta gate here. We do have a United Express E175, and he is going to be heading out to Boise at 5:27 and arrived in from Sacramento at 4:29. And then right here is a Delta Airbus A321, and he is just getting ready to head up to Portland at 7:10 p.m. and arrived in from Salt Lake City 20 minutes ago at 4:50. Delta connection Sierra 700. Heading out to Sun Valley, Idaho, 6 p.m. and arriving from Yakima at 4:15. CRJ 900 for Delta, heading out to Idaho Falls, 5:23, in from Bozeman at 4:30. And at E175, heading out to Great Falls, 6:02, and arrived in from Billings at 4:22. A320 here, heading out to Nashville at 5:10, just waiting to push. And he came from Phoenix at 4:20. Got another A321, this is the thank you one, and he is heading out to New Orleans 5:50 and came in from Detroit at 4 p.m. Just taxiing in is the Asiana 777-200 in from Seoul. He'll heading back at around 1 a.m. And United, I think this is final United, but E175 just taxiing out. And he is heading out to sorry about this, Salt Lake City. Yeah, that's 5:05, so he's taxiing out, and he arrived in from Medford. Right, here's a Delta 717, just rotated, and he's blasting off out to Seattle Tacoma 5:03 departure, and he came in from San Jose at 4:20. Empty Delta gate here. We got the SkyTeam 737-800 for Delta, heading out to Salt Lake City. Yeah, Salt Lake City, and he came in from Milwaukee. Another empty gate here for planes taxiing out in the 717. Here's an A220 100 or CS100, and he is heading out to San Antonio 6:01 and came in from San Francisco 4:19. The empty gate here and is taxing out is a Delta A319 which is heading out to, he's going to St. Louis, 504, and came in from Dayton, Ohio at 4 p.m. Then right here is the 757-300, flying pencil, and he's heading out to, I get the focus there, and he is heading out to Minneapolis 520 and came in from Atlanta at 405. Right here, gate D1, we have a Delta 767 300ER heading out to Atlanta 555 and came in from Minneapolis. The reverse of the 753 here. Then right here is another Delta 717 heading out to Denver 540 and came in from Burbank at 445. 757-200 for Delta heading out to Kona and arrived in from Cincinnati. A330-900 Neo, which is heading out to Amsterdam, 527, and arrived in from Osaka. The inbound switches every other day between Osaka and Nagoya. Pre everything was daily for each one, but now just every other. Just pushing out here into the opening, we got a 737-900 ER for Delta here. He's just pushing out for Las Vegas and came in from Amsterdam. Then we got right here, the A350. This is the NG one, beautiful model. He is heading out to Zurich, Switzerland, and came in as a cargo-only flight from Beijing at 3. Another view with the cargo there, getting loaded. And then right here is a Eurowings A330 200, and he's doing a cargo-only flight out to, I think, Dusseldorf. Eurowings to cargo only to Dusseldorf, 6:05 departure. Right here's the Emirates A380. I wanted to get Emirates in here because in real life, Emirates is flying most of their flights to the US. None of them are on the A380s. They're on 777s. So if I had a 777, I would throw it in here, but I don't. But the Emirates A380 doing the passenger service to Dubai. I'd really like to be a 777. That would just make it more, even though this is fictional, it would make it more realistic as if this was a real airport. But right here is a Sun Country 737-800, and he arrived in from Mazatlan at 4:40 and is heading out to LAX at 6:10. They park over here. They got a lot of internationals, a lot of the Mexico, vacation destinations. And right here's a 737-800 just pulling in. He's coming in from Acapulco, 5:30 arrival, so a little early, and then he'll be overnighting or get towed off for the morning. Next year, United 787-10, the new livery, beautiful model. I'll switch around to the other side here. The beautiful 787-10 for United. And he arrived in from Taipei, passenger flight at 2:50, and is heading out to Shanghai at 6 p.m. as cargo only. So he's getting some cargo loaded there and fuel. Next year, the Aer Lingus A330 doing Dublin. Dublin turn for Aer Lingus. Right here is a Delta 767-300ER getting ready to go out to Frankfurt, 6:05 departure. And he arrived in from Seoul, Incheon, which is a 1 p.m. arrival. So a pretty long turn for him. And then right here is a Delta 757-200. This one is going to be heading out to La Hui, 5:15, and came in from Washington National, 4:20. Right here is Delta 3200. I think this is the first time for this one in a video. Great to have this plane. It's one I've wanted for a while. But he is heading out to Paris Charles de Gaulle and arrived in from Tokyo Narita at 10 a.m. So not as many international flights for these Deltas, so a lot of them sit at the gates longer. Then right here, I think this is the final Delta, or there's one more taxing, but right here's a 737-900ER for Delta. And he is going to be heading out to LAX at 5:11 and came in from San Diego at 4:17. Now I'm just over here to get the planes taxiing out and the regional terminal for Alaska. Right here we have a Southwest 737-700 just about to get over the runway, short final. He's coming in from Ontario and will be heading out to Orange County at 6:20 and going into gate C19. Right here's an American 737-800 taxiing out, and he is heading out to Phoenix and came in from Dallas an hour ago. Right here's the last Delta, the 737-800. He's taxiing out for Portland, and he came in from Cleveland. And right there, UPS 767-300 heading out to LAX, and he came in from Memphis. And we got a UPS 747-400, new model. This guy is heading out to Hong Kong and arrived in from Louisville. 737-800 here, he's heading out to Kahului, Maui. And he arrived in from Burbank at 3:50. That's a 4:55 departure, so he's next in line. Also a 4:55 departure is this 737-800 heading out to La Hui, and he came in from San Francisco at 3:45. And those came from gate C2 and C4. We got one guy pulling in, then the other guy just came in. And before I forget, Prime Air 737 heading out to Houston Intercontinental and arrived in from Ontario, California. 767-300 with the winglets. It's another new model. And he's heading out to Louisville, and he arrived in from Chicago, Rockford. I got some more UPS models. So I'm going to say I kind of have a little UPS mini base, you know. But now on to the regional terminal. Here in this kind of hard stand, we got the Qantas 77-9. He's heading out of cargo only out to Melbourne. Melbourne, Australia. 6:30 departures. There's a cruise just getting here, getting ready to do all the pre-flight and all that stuff. On to the Alaska regionals. We got like 5 Q400s. First one here. This Q400 is heading out to Monterey, California, 5:30, and came in from Victoria, Canada. Another Q400 heading out to Medford, came in from Pasco, Washington. E175 heading out to Portland PDX at 6 p.m. came in from Reno. And another Q400 here. And he is heading out to Eugene, came in from Fresno. This Q400 is heading out to Calgary and came in from Portland. And this Q400 is heading out to Bellingham and came in from Salt Lake City. Just on to the last few planes here. Some hard stands and hangars and cargo. Finishing up the cargo, we got a UPS MD-11 heading out to Anchorage. And he arrived in from Dallas-Fort Worth. Right here, new model. And another new model, the Volga Dampener Antonov 124. Big, huge, awesome plane. Which is going to be heading out to Anchorage, Alaska. And he arrived in from, I'm trying to think of somewhere, we'll say Mexico City. Then right here, DHL 757-200 heading out to Cincinnati. And he came in from Seattle. Prime Air 767-300ER heading out to, he's heading to Allentown, Pennsylvania, and came in from San Francisco. Hard stands here. Air New Zealand 787-9, and he is for Auckland, New Zealand, passenger service, just kind of tentatively. Then right here is Singapore A350-900, also doing passenger service for Singapore. Once again, just long turns. That's a 3 p.m. arrival and I think a 11 p.m. departure. This one gets in at 2 p.m., departs at 7 p.m. I got the Fiji Airways A330-200. Going to be heading out to Nadi, Fiji at like 11 p.m. and he gets in at 2:30. All these guys in real life, I know Singapore is doing flights out of LAX passenger service along with Fiji Airways. Air New Zealand, I think they were doing some out of LAX also. So along with cargo onlys for New Zealand. But right here in these gates here, we got a Delta A220-300. Right here, the Delta A220-300. And he's getting his checks done by Delta before he starts passenger revenue service. And then right here is the United 737 MAX 9. He's also getting his checks and stuff done by United before they start service. I think United is starting their MAXs in February, so pretty soon in the next few weeks. The last few models in the hangar. In the hangar here, we got 2 Delta 737s and an A350. I got an 800 and a 900ER, and then the 350 there. Just lift it up here. Yeah, those guys just chilling, getting some maintenance done. Once again, not as many flights with all the with all the reduced schedules, so a few extra aircraft laying around. So yeah, that's gonna finish the update here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Pretty packed, relatively, So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram at Geminijets_2000, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll just end the video here with this United 777-300ER, one of my favorite planes in real life too. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.